Hey guys, it's time for TechNewsDay, but first, we have an update to yesterday's episode. I think that we both have come to the conclusion that we actually really like Gritty now.
Yeah, Gritty's okay with me. He's probably my favorite mascot now.
What did he do last night, Elliot?
He shot someone in the back with a t-shirt gun.
And he also couldn't skate and just kept falling over. He's great on Twitter. You know what? As an update, I like him now.
Gritty.
Now let's get into the tech news.
Yes. Tech news, here we go. Ever since the rise of streaming services and digital storefronts for games, movies, TV shows, music, and even books and comics, there's been lots of resistance from some people to the idea that someday this will be our only option for consuming entertainment.
The real resistance.
Hashtag resistance. When you purchase a game or video on a digital storefront, you don't really own that content, you're just licensing it. And when you rely on streaming services for video content, your selection of content is completely up to the streaming service. And there's also plenty of examples of movies that, for whatever reason, aren't available to stream or rent or buy digitally anywhere online. Heck, we all just sort of assume that our favorite YouTube videos are gonna just be there for us to come back to forever, but that's, of course, absolutely not certain.
Well, luckily we downloaded most of the ones off that old channel. Also, funny thing that you mentioned this, one of our very close friends just bought a Blu-ray version of Willow for $80 because it's not streaming anywhere and they only printed it once. And I was just like, hey man, good for you. You probably just wait a couple more months and they'd bring it out of the whatever vault it's packed away in. But yeah, sometimes you gotta pay for it. Now, one popular movie that's completely unavailable in the digital sense is the notorious cult classic Tommy Wiseau movie, The Room. You know it, it's the batshit insane, so bad it's good schlock fest that inspired The Disaster Artist. As the star, producer, director, and screenwriter of The Room, also caterer, Tommy Wiseau has always been extremely protective of his magnum opus, to the extent that the only way to legally watch it has been to either go to an authorized screening of the film or order the DVD directly from Tommy Wiseau's website. There's of course also the secondhand market, and apparently Amazon now carries it in their warehouses. But still, it's impressive how much control Wiseau managed to keep over his creation, despite such high demand to see The Room in recent years.
I respect it. Well, this past weekend, without warning, Tommy Wiseau uploaded The Room to his YouTube channel for anyone to watch.
Without warning. Oh, watch out guys, here comes The Room!
And guys, this might actually be the biggest sign ever that physical media is dying and streaming is the future.
Yeah.
Now, say what you will about Tommy Wiseau, but this man fought harder than perhaps any other filmmaker to preserve both physical media and the theater experience. And here he is, just turning his back on all of that and admitting defeat. It's a bit sad, really. Well, anyway, if you haven't seen The Room yet, just head on over to www.youtube.com and, it's gone actually.
Wait, what?
Oh,
Really?
it's gone.
Already?
Yep.
Ah.
Not there anymore.
Yeah, well, it turns out just 2 days after uploading The Room to YouTube with no explanation, Tommy Wiseau has removed The Room from YouTube with no explanation. We can't even begin to speculate on the reasoning behind any of this, but those are the facts. All right, well, one possibility is that he uploaded the movie to temporarily increase interest in The Room so that 2 days later, people would Google The Room or Tommy Wiseau, and then one of the top results would be a new video that Nerdist made where Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero reenact a scene from The Dark Knight. And if that's the case, Tommy Wiseau might be an SEO genius. You can't spell Wiseau
Without
S-E-O. Yeah. The other thing here is that he is in a new movie with Greg Sestero.
Yes.
From Greg Sestero's production company.
Yeah.
So that might have been a reason.
Friends.
Yeah.
I think it's a trilogy, actually.
Or maybe it was a thing where he just like, I need to back this up somewhere, or maybe I want to make it for sale on YouTube, and then he forgot how to do that whole part and just made it public. But people loved it while it was up.
I imagine he personally runs the YouTube channel.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. I would love to sit and have a chat with him, because the thing to do with The Room would be to do a YouTube live stream of it every Friday at like midnight Eastern time or Saturday morning Eastern time, so that like people on the West Coast are at 9, everyone else on the East Coast is midnight, everyone gets together, they can throw spoons at their computer screens.
Yeah, special emotes for it.
Yeah.
Make a lot of money on that, Tommy.
Tommy, give us a call. We'll take a little slice.
In any case, there actually is an alarming number of movies unavailable to stream, rent, or purchase digitally.
Willow.
Yeah, I didn't realize that one. Last month, screenwriter John August started crowdsourcing together a list of those movies with the added criteria that they had to be in English, they had to have come out between 1970 and 2016, and they had to have been in the top 100 of box office revenues for the year they came out.
Not too hard, I guess.
Yeah. So these are movies that made money, or they made money.
Yeah.
But some examples that really stand out are The Abyss, True Lies, History of the World Part 1, Pink Floyd's The Wall, Spice World, Super Mario Brothers.
They took that down off of YouTube aggressively because I bought they had a steel box that came out, a Blu-ray version, finally, of Super Mario Brothers, which is the best movie of all time. And so I bought that, and oddly enough, as soon as that came out, everything was wiped from YouTube.
Can't find it anywhere.
It was like they almost had to do a digital version or an updated version to put it into the system to be able to take down all the things that pop up.
Oh, that's possible, yeah.
Could be.
There's also Aladdin. I'm sure that's going to Disney. Disney always,
We put Aladdin right next to Song of the South, okay? It's gonna be in the back corner of the Disney vault for a little bit.
Disney intentionally makes their movies disappear to create false scarcity.
Yeah, it's true.
They used to just straight up lie about it. They're like, we're shutting the vault forever.
Yeah, no,
better
you would
order
get
up your tapes
the
now.
big plastic versions of The Little Mermaid or Pinocchio or something like that. Remember the packaging the VHS tapes came in? And it was buy it now because it's going back in the vault in January. Bug your parents.
The vault.
Yeah.
Also Halloween 4 and 5, so sorry completionists. Born in East LA, a great Cheech Marin film. Better Off Dead, a great 80s film. Revenge of the Nerds, which hasn't aged well, and maybe we should keep locked up.
Put that one way back in the vault.
Pink Flamingos, which features a woman, it features a person eating poop, so that's kind of gross. And, of course, Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo.
You mean the movie that built Machinima?
Yes.
The movie that was solely financial responsible for the creation of, not the creation of Machinima, but the people that ended up buying it and turning it into a YouTube.
Yeah, we indirectly owe our careers to Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Which is strange, and I've never seen it. I figured out of respect I would have watched it at some point for the 8 years that I was employed there, but no.
Well, you can't see it.
Yeah. That it's in the vault because it's like a golden parachute if everything else fails.
Now, notably, a lot of those are terrible. A lot of them are pretty good, though, at least compared with the trash that fills most streaming services, so that sucks.
I can't believe True Lies is on there.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And The Abyss. Those are both great films. The list also doesn't include TV shows, and there's tons of those that are hard or impossible to watch digitally. The Stella comedy series and Human Giant. I believe those two are impossible to watch anywhere online. Oh. So for as much as we've both personally embraced digital media, those of you who are still hoarding physical media in a completely separate room of your house with just walls and walls of shit, maybe you're not hoarding in vain. You might be onto something.
Yeah, I don't know. It's strange. I feel like all of these are just waiting for the studios to clear rights and be like, all right, finally we can profit off this again.
Yeah,
they're just waiting out the actual creators.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, if we put out Stella again, these guys are gonna get $5 off of every,
yeah, we can't have that
season. Fuck that. Just gotta wait till they're out of their contracts. But it could be anything. But let's move on to other tech news because this week is chock full of it. Starting with the fact that Telltale Games, the publisher and developer of a bunch of very popular point-and-click games like The Walking Dead, it abruptly shut down. So,
RIP.
Whoops. On the consumer side, this means the fate of the Walking Dead series is in question, and now fans might not ever get to finish the story that they've been playing since 2012, the few of them that are left. Although, I would venture to say the game has probably aged better than the series. There was also a Stranger Things game in development that a lot of people were very excited about, and that's just straight up canceled now, though some test footage did leak out this week, and Netflix says they still intend to make a Stranger Things game in some form, and they should probably just make a expansion of Dungeons & Dragons for it.
Yeah. It's actually a pretty good idea. Now, of course, while fans of Telltale's games were disappointed by the news, Telltale's actual employees, or former employees, they got the real short end of the stick here. As character artist Brandon Sabenka put it on Twitter, "None of my sleepless nights or long hours on weekends trying to ship a game on time got me severance today. Don't work overtime unless you're paid for it, y'all. Protect your health. Companies don't care about you."
It goes back to the Mark Wahlberg saying,
"You getting paid?"
Getting paid?
Elsewhere, it was noted that Telltale employee healthcare benefits expire very soon for all these people, and that many of these employees had uprooted their entire families to come work at Telltale just a few months ago.
Finally, my dream job.
So it's all pretty fucked up, especially considering Telltale's offices are located in the San Francisco Bay Area, where the cost of living is just absurd. Just a joke.
Listen, I don't want to sound like one of those people that's on Steam going, here's how you could have fixed the company, but maybe just move it out of San Francisco before you shut the whole thing down.
Go 50 miles east to Stockton
Sacramento.
There's no fucking reason a digital goods company.
What do you mean we're not making money?
It's the same shit. Like so much of this is reminiscent of a place we used to work at, where it's just like,
why are we in West Hollywood?
Why are we laying off all these people when there's clearly costs that could have been proactively cut?
Well, and the worst part is, especially with the no severance thing and the healthcare benefits running out, if you've ever had a job where you've gotten let go and then have to get on this thing called Cobra, welcome to having even less money, because it's extremely expensive. So yeah, given how shitty a situation most of these Telltale people now find themselves in, Telltale's announcement that they were figuring out a way to finish The Walking Dead with their remaining resources didn't really sit well with people who felt that those resources should probably go towards ensuring these recently fired employees aren't immediately plunged into homelessness and watching their families fall apart.
Yeah.
Although the story will make for a great point and click. Of course, the hardcore fans out there of these and series like it, they let everyone else know that, actually, I've invested years into this game, and it's more important that I get to finish it than it is that the people who actually made the game get to not starve to death. Yeah, there was a lot of armchair game developing on Steam, and that's why I didn't want to really say anything. But I'm just the most blatant thing here is, like, you are probably paying bare minimum $15,000 to $20,000 to $25,000 a month for rent alone. Probably more than that if you're an actual game studio like this. And then moving people there and paying them enough to live in that area.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Move on down to Idaho. Plenty of space.
Why not? Arizona, like, there's so much land in this country.
That's the final thing that needs to happen with tech companies is they need to just get out of like California and New York, and we need to redo like the Oregon Trail, where it's like, guys, have you seen how much land is out here in Wyoming? Why aren't we having a Google plant out here?
Yeah, move to Kansas City. They got faster internet than San Francisco
they got the
Bay
Google
Area.
internet.
Yeah. Anyways, as for how Telltale was able to blow all that money and opportunity despite being so popular, the answer is, of course, terrible, overbearing management that repeatedly caused Telltale's best and brightest to quit and go work somewhere else where they would be more appreciated. Also, the fact that apparently their engine was a total pain in the ass to make games in, which meant more time spent on stuff that would have been effortless in a different engine.
Yeah, they didn't update it ever, really.
No, they didn't. So apparently you couldn't even do physics in it. Like if you wanted and then he drops a tennis ball and it bounces. Like they would have to
go in and
manually animate that. It's ridiculous. Anyway, luckily for these 250 former Telltale employees, it seems that a lot of other developers are going out of their way to help them out and finding new jobs quickly.
Epic! North Carolina! Who would have thought? The land is just right there.
Well,
it's getting really expensive
then you get
there.
battered by a fucking hurricane.
Yeah, but I mean, we got earthquakes and fires.
Yeah, true.
You can't live anywhere without God fucking your life up. You might as well just at least be comfortable sometimes.
Yeah. But yeah, all things considered, it's pretty fucked up that you can be working at what seems like a highly successful game studio, and then one day you're just suddenly unemployed through no real fault of your own.
What do you mean? We got Batman and Guardians of the Galaxy and Wolf Among Us and Walking Dead, and you're saying we're out of money? Do you think it's because of the parties we throw every week?
The parties and the rent and the giant booths we get at every gaming convention?
Yeah.
Gosh, if only there was a way to cut costs somehow.
Yeah. Now, speaking of companies mismanaging things, for a while now, Apple has been working on their own in-house streaming service with its own exclusive original content. It sounds like they might not know what the hell they're doing. The biggest example is the fact that Vital Signs, which was supposed to be Apple's first scripted drama, was apparently canceled after Tim Cook watched it and took issue with the fact that it featured cocaine use, an orgy scene, and lots of guns. And Cook felt that this was way too risque for a company like Apple. Where's that mouse? So he just shut it down.
Yeah, so what is stupid about this, aside from the fact that, Amazon, Hulu, HBO, and Netflix have all found huge success with adult dramas, it's pretty much their bread and butter. What's absurd aside from that is the fact that Vital Signs was literally developed as a semi-autobiographical show about the world of hip-hop, starring and co-created by Dr. Dre, a guy whose entire career was built off lyrically explicit gangster rap.
Can we shrink the size of those girls' asses, Mr. Dre?
How does a series that's obviously going to feature very adult imagery and plot lines get written, filmed, and edited before the CEO of the company making it realizes what's even happening? That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. And if I were Dr. Dre, I'd be offended.
Yeah,
He's doing fine.
He's doing fine. Yeah. It is like that would be. Yeah, I'm sure he had some
things to say.
What the fuck, Tim?
Yeah, Jesus Christ, Tim, you could have called me.
I just thought you were a headphone inventor.
Yeah. Tell the story about the headphones and the wonderful relationship we have.
Yes, anyway, after nuking that project, Tim Cook then made it clear to everyone involved in Apple's content creation venture that there shall be no gratuitous sex, profanity, or violence in any of Apple's content.
So what, they're just Disney now? He loves the mouse, I get it, but...
And one of the articles pointed out that, like, Tim Cook apparently, like, his favorite TV show of all time is Friday Night Lights, and they were, like, questioning, like, would Friday Night Lights be able to get made on the Apple platform since it features, like, underage drinking, like, teenagers having sex, shit like that?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Apple's also apparently insisted on removing references to religion and politics from scripts, which, again, is absurd considering the types of series that are most popular these days. But it kind of makes sense if you can imagine in your mind some Fox News host running a segment on Apple's smutty TV content and how everyone should boycott iPhones because of it, so whatever. Still, though, Apple's jumping into the streaming original content game so ridiculously late, and the idea it will exclusively feature network TV-style family-friendly content might not lure a whole lot of people over. I don't know. According to the Wall Street Journal, some at Apple's content team have started calling themselves Expensive NBC, which I would say ABC instead of NBC, because that's the one owned by Disney, and they have, like... I don't know what they have. I'm not watching ABC.
I literally don't know.
Yeah.
Also, it keeps getting postponed. It was supposed to launch this year, and it's since been pushed back to next March, and sources at Apple tell the Wall Street Journal they all expect it to get delayed even further.
Well, they do have some out now. They have the James Corden show.
Yeah, but that's not like, that's not officially part of the service. That's like,
Even more confusion.
Yeah. Like, this is going to be like a whole separate, like,
and you know, everyone who fucking is like, iPhones, you know they're going to fucking push this on you like that U2 album. It's going to be like, you're going to open up your phone and it's going to be a fucking trailer for one of their shows.
Yeah.
Like, before you get to use your actual phone.
Or they'll just automatically download them onto your phone like that U2 thing.
Yeah. If they've done it before, they're going to do it again.
Meanwhile, there are nearly 500 scripted original series available to watch here in the US if you include broadcast, cable, and all the various streaming services. That's a ridiculously high number. Mm-hmm. And it's like 3 times as much as just like 8 years ago. And that absurd number just continues to rapidly grow. And now Apple wants to just show up late to the party with even more content. Like, is anyone going to actually watch this? Are you going to watch this?
I think that people watch it if they're pressured into it, because no one is going to really... I can't imagine people downloading this app onto their Apple TV, but that's going to be another thing. If you have the Apple TV, it's probably going to pressure you into watching this stuff. And like, you go to your home screen and it's like, have you seen Vital Signs censored version? Or whatever. And then you're like, who's going to watch this on their phone?
Changing Vital Signs to like Family Signs.
Yeah. It's Family Signs. It's about when Dr. Dre got his life in order and made a headphone company.
Yeah.
Him and Jimmy Iovine just living the life together. It's a buddy comedy with him and Jimmy Iovine.
Like, Dr. Dre comes to Tim Cook like, hey, I want to make a show based on my career. Great. I love headphones.
Yeah.
You're going to do it about how you invented the Beats headphones.
Me and Jimmy Iovine, we go way back. I love him.
Actually, Tim, I had a career before the headphones. I'm sure it was just as interesting.
What did you, were you at a technical college learning how to make headphones?
You've got my green light. Come back to me in 9 months when it's all filmed, and I'll take a look at it.
Then I'll just give it a once-over real quick.
Bull!
Bull! Sorry about the audio today. I don't know what to tell you. It's also really hot in here, so we're not going to record it over.
No.
So
it's a hot one.
We'll see you tomorrow for another show, and then Weekly Weird News. And go watch It Came from Public Domain.
Yeah.
Watch it now, where the audio is not screwed up.